जोन्स लेंग लासेल यानी JLL, यह नाम सिर्फ एक कंपनी नहीं बल्कि रियल एस्टेट कंसल्टिंग की दुनिया का एक ग्लोबल आइकन है। 80 से अधिक देशों में मौजूदगी, 1 लाख कर्मचारियों की टीम और फॉर्च्यून 500 की सूची में शामिल JLL ने रियल एस्टेट को सिर्फ व्यापार नहीं बल्कि एक विज्ञान और कला में बदल दिया है। न्यूयॉर्क के स्काईलाइन से लेकर सिंगापुर के स्मार्ट सिटी प्रोजेक्ट्स और भारत के टियर 2 शहर जैसे कि इंदौर तक JLL का प्रभाव अब हर जगह दिखाई देता है। आज हमारे साथ हैं मिस्टर रवि चौहान, JLL इंडिया के डायरेक्टर। आर्मी स्कूल की अनुशासन भरी शुरुआत से लेकर JLL में 12 साल से भी अधिक समय तक एक संस्थापक जैसी प्रतिबद्धता के साथ काम करने तक उनकी कहानी जुनून, निष्ठा और भविष्य की दृष्टि की कहानी है। उन्होंने पुरानी पीढ़ी की जरूरत आधारित मेहनत से लेकर आज की जेन जी की अलग सोच तक रियल एस्टेट इंडस्ट्री के बदलते रंगों को बहुत करीब से देखा है। वह पूरे उत्तर भारत के रियल एस्टेट, उपभोक्ता व्यवहार और बिजनेस संस्कृति को गहराई से समझते हैं। इस बातचीत में हम उनसे जानेंगे भारत की कौन से शहर अगले 10 वर्षों में रियल एस्टेट का भविष्य तय करेंगे, मूल्यांकन और जोखिम प्रबंधन में JLL का दृष्टिकोण क्यों सबसे अलग है और युवाओं के लिए रियल एस्टेट एक करियर और निवेश के रूप में क्या मायने रखता है। तो तैयार हो जाइए, शुरू करते हैं आज का माइक्रो मिट्टी पॉडकास्ट जोन्स लेंग लासेल की दृष्टि और मिस्टर रवि चौहान के अनुभव के साथ। रवि सर नमस्ते, आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। आप दिल्ली से इंदौर आए। इट्स वेरी वैल्यूएबल टाइम यू आर इन्वेस्टिंग इन द सिटी ऑफ इंदौर और पूरे इंदौर के लोगों की तरफ से मैं आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करता हूँ। सर ये बताइए, जब हम इंदौर को टियर नेक्स्ट सिटी के रूप में देख रहे हैं, काफ़ी लोग JLL का मतलब ही हमसे पूछते हैं। आप प्लीज़ JLL के बारे में पहले बताइए।
First of all, Manu ji, thank you so much for inviting us. And our journey with cities like Indore and other tier 2 cities काफ़ी long journey है. So first of all, I'll start from where you are because ये चीज़ हमसे भी बहुत सारे लोग पूछते हैं कि what is JLL, how JLL can bring differentiators to this और करता क्या है. So basically JLL is one of the Fortune 200 companies. So it is listed in New York Stock Exchange and pan India हमारी सभी जगह presence है. So we have office across the globe, but India is becoming one of the renowned places in the scheme of things for JLL as well. JLL में हमारे इंडिया में we are having more than 10,000 employees across various verticals. So end to end real estate spectrum में we deal. We don't do core construction, name it anything else. We raise funds for real estate, we do advisory for real estate, we do transactions, we do leasing advisory, we manage projects, we manage spaces. So end to end real estate spectrum में JLL deal करता है and JLL is one of the leaders in this. So yes, interesting times for us also because now people have started understanding what we can bring on the board. क्या differentiators होते हैं, क्या चीज़ें करते हैं, probably we'll discuss as we discuss further. So this is where JLL.
So sir, when Micromet is talking about real estate में बहुत ग्रोथ है, हम लोग जॉब जनरेट करने की बात कर रहे हैं और ट्रेडिशनली रियल एस्टेट लोग आम आदमी के लिए बिल्डिंग बनाना, प्लॉट खरीदना, ज़मीन बेचना इतना ही होता है। और जब हम बात करते हैं JLL जैसे रिसर्च फर्म्स की, तो स्टॉक मार्केट में तो काफ़ी हमें समझता है कि एनालिस्ट और रिसर्च फर्म्स क्या करती है, स्टॉक्स के शेयर प्राइसेस कम ज़्यादा होते रहते हैं, इंटरनल ऑडिट्स होते हैं। JLL ये क्या रोल प्ले करता है रियल एस्टेट के अंदर एंड व्हाई इट इज इम्पोर्टेंट टू हैव अ फर्म लाइक JLL इन द होल रियल एस्टेट इंडस्ट्री?
Exactly. So basically ये important thing is कि बिल्डिंग बन रही है एंड हिस्टोरिकली इंडिया में बिल्डिंग्स बन भी रही थी, बिल्डिंग मैनेज भी हो रही थी, सेल और सब्जेक्ट. नो व्हाट एक्चुअली ब्रिंग्स इज, अगर आप रियल एस्टेट को थोड़ा सा देखें इन लास्ट 10 to 15 years, what real estate has undergone, then probably I'll come to real estate, JLL, role of JLL and how this JLL journey has been throughout globally. तो रियल एस्टेट को अगर आप देखोगे, it has become more of structured sector now. So typically down the line, if you talk about 2010, 2000 previous times, तो काफ़ी unorganized sector होता था. Things were not organized, accountability set नहीं होती थी, and it was not looked at upon as an investment opportunity. Probably it was looked at upon something where things are there कि people can park their money, there is no systematic approach was there, कोई investment का क्या रहेगा. Now what has happened? RERA happened. What has happened? Institutional investors have started investing in money. So when these trends start happening, consolidation of developers has started happening. The shift from just a building to a state of art buildings coming into place, जो कि compete कर सकें global standards से. Because जब आप रियल एस्टेट स्ट्रक्चर होता है तो आपकी इन्वेस्टमेंट आती है. फंड्स की इन्वेस्टमेंट आती है, पैसे की इन्वेस्टमेंट आती है, बाहर से लोग इन्वेस्ट करते हैं, ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर्स स्टार्ट लुकिंग एट इंडिया, global tenants are started moving. Now then they will start comparing a real estate asset class to the global standards, right? And there the role of companies like JLL comes in. So we have seen this journey across the cities, having our experience across countries like the Europes or Americans, which are much developed. कि क्या क्या बिल्डिंग्स होती हैं, क्या उनके स्ट्रक्चर्स होते हैं, क्या बिजनेस प्लान्स होते हैं, क्या उनकी ऑटोमेशंस होते हैं, क्या उनका कैपेबिलिटी होती है टू रिनोवेट, टू स्केल अप, स्केलेबिलिटी होती है. सो ऑल दोज थिंग्स कम इनटू हैंडी इन दिस. सो JLL हैज़ अ एंड टू एंड नॉलेज बेस ऑफ दिस. सो अगर आप स्टार्टिंग से बात करें, व्हेन यू आर कंसेप्चुलाइजिंग अ प्रोजेक्ट, हाउ टू कंसेप्चुलाइज, व्हाट एक्चुअली नीड्स टू बी बिल्ड, देन व्हेन यू आर रियली बिल्डिंग द प्रोजेक्ट, then there could be a project management firm which will help your project finishing on time as per the specification which is required. Then there is facilities, amenities, MEPs which needs to be there, which needs scalable, and then the maintenance of the project, then your leasing of the project. So all those sectors are there where the companies like JLL or we has a specialization. We bring on board the global standards to this so that our assets can compete with the requirements when it is coming from global investors.
तो सर जैसे GCC कंपनीज आ रही हैं या टीयर 2 की तरफ अब जब बड़ी बड़ी कंपनीज आने की बात कर रही हैं, और जो रियल एस्टेट, जो ट्रेडिशनल रियल एस्टेट डेवलपर्स हैं, जैसे इंदौर जैसी सिटी में देयर आर लाइक से फॉर एग्जांपल 5 बिग फैमिलीज, और उनका जो जनरेशन नेक्स्ट बिल्डिंग्स बनाना चाहता है, तो हाउ इट विल मेक अ डिफरेंस डूइंग द ट्रेडिशनली दे आर डूइंग और पार्टनरिंग विद JLL.
Yes.
क्या स्टैंडर्डाइजेशन होने वाला है, क्या चेंजेस आने वाले हैं?
So changes has started already. If you see, changes have already started coming. So the building which you are sitting right now, you can feel the difference in this building vis-a-vis other buildings in Indore. तो वो इंदौर वो कर क्या रहे हैं? सो आई विल जस्ट ब्रेक इट डाउन कि ट्रेडिशनल उसमें क्या हो रहा है, एंड जो आपकी बिल्डिंग्स कैसे हो. पहले आप एग्जांपल ले लीजिए, जो बिग सिटीज़, टॉप 8 सिटीज़, टॉप 7 सिटीज़ की हम बात करते हैं, वहाँ पे भी एक ग्रेजुअल शिफ्ट आया. पहले एक ट्रेडिशनल बिल्डिंग्स बनती थी, दे वर स्टेटसेस वर हैपनिंग, एमिनिटीज मेंटेनेंस वगैरह नहीं होता था, यू गो टू ऑल द ओल्ड एरियाज. Now, then a second, when the first wave of the tenants or GCC or maybe the big companies, MNCs coming into वो एक अलग एक्सपेक्टेशन से आ रहे थे. उनकी रिक्वायरमेंट होती है लार्जर फ्लोर प्लेट होनी चाहिए, एमिनिटी स्टैंडर्ड्स होने चाहिए, यू हैव टू कम्पीट विद द चेक लिस्ट. तो जब वो उससे करते थे, हाफ मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द बिल्डिंग्स यूज टू जस्ट पैन आउट. तो अब उन्होंने स्केल अप कैसे किया, देन दे स्टार्टेड फॉलोइंग द डिमांड कि डिमांड किस चीज़ की है, रिक्वायरमेंट्स किस चीज़ की है. और ये जो चीज़ हो रही टेक्नोलॉजी के साथ, रिक्वायरमेंट के साथ इवॉल्व हो रही है बहुत फास्ट. सो इफ़ यू से अबाउट द फैसिलिटीज 10 years डाउन द लाइन vis-a-vis टुडे, दे हैव चेंज्ड वेरी सिग्निफिकेंटली. तो GCCs की रिक्वायरमेंट क्या होती है? ग्लोबल स्टैंडर्ड्स होते हैं. उनकी रिक्वायरमेंट स्पेसिफिकेशन तो उनकी ESG रिक्वायरमेंट्स होती हैं, एनर्जी एफिशिएंसीज की रिक्वायरमेंट्स होती हैं, बिकॉज दीज ऑल थिंग्स आर लिंक्ड टू वेरियस अदर एस्पेक्ट्स. तो अब अगर हम उनको पेसअप नहीं करेंगे, then there could be a demand, but we may not be able to utilize it. So आज अगर आप बात करो, when we talk about the tier 2 cities, we are getting inquiries, but where are the buildings? So this, ये जो आंसर होगा, इसको धीरे धीरे करके समझना पड़ेगा. And I am quite hopeful कि cities like Indore, cities like Jaipur, Lucknow, Mohali, Chandigarh, they have this investment capability. उनके पास construction capacities हैं, but it has to be aligned in the proper direction. एंड मार्जिन बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं होता है कि आपको जो इन्वेस्टमेंट करनी है, दैट हैज़ टू बी अलाइंड इन, चैनलाइज्ड इन अ प्रॉपर डायरेक्शन, ताकि आप जो बना रहे हो वो आपको मीट करे जो डिमांड क्या है. सो इट हैज़ टू बी व्हाट आई विल से, नॉट जस्ट बिल्डिंग, but building what is actually required by the tenants or maybe the GCC players who are coming into it.
So sir, Micro Mitti and JLL partnered for the whole Indore study. आपने एक 140 पेज का रिपोर्ट बनाया and every project report you have done. Now, after doing the whole study of Indore, what is your view towards Indore?
Yes. So in my personal capacity, I have known Indore for more than 15 years. I started working here when none of the things were along the super corridor. आज मैं देखता हूँ वहाँ पे मेट्रो भी आने वाली है. Hopefully in some time it will get operational also. सो इंदौर एज अ, क्या चेंज हो रहा है मैं आपको पहले बता. पहले क्या होता था, इंदौर की खुद की एक इनहेरेंट डिमांड थी. इंदौर बीइंग द ट्रेडिंग हब ऑफ से दिस रीजन एंड भोपाल बीइंग कैपिटल, बट इंदौर हैज़ ऑलवेज बीइंग द बिग ब्रदर इन द स्टेट ऑफ मध्य प्रदेश, एंड वेस्टर्न इंडिया से क्लोज होने की वजह से इट इज़ अ ट्रेडिंग हब. तो उसकी वजह से क्या होता है कि इनहेरेंट डिमांड होती थी, आपकी इंटरनल डिमांड होती थी, वेदर इट्स हाउसिंग, वेदर इट्स शॉपिंग, वेदर इट्स ऑफिस. तो उसी तरीके से आपके सारे डेवलपमेंट्स होते थे. नाउ slowly and gradually large campuses came into Indore. और टायर 2 सिटीज़ की तरफ थोड़ा इंटरेक्शन बढ़ रहा है, बिकॉज व्हाट चेंजेस आर, हमारे पास क्वालिटी मैन पावर है. Indore, city like Indore, when I'm talking about Indore, it's all representative of all the tier 2 cities. So we have quality manpower, we have educated manpower, people have higher aspirations, they have other and corporates also wants to diversify their portfolio, they are looking to move to other places in order to cater to various demands. So Indore fits in well. आपका इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर अच्छा है, आपके पास में डेवलपर प्रोफाइल्स है who are capable of doing projects. Only thing is they have to be educated for that. So maybe the concepts which are required for, as we discussed right time, कि जो concept चाहिए, जो quality चाहिए building का, जो उनका timely completion चाहिए, if it is done properly, then definitely it holds very good future for Indore.
सर आपने बोला रियल एस्टेट पे शिफ्ट आ रहा है कि इंस्टीट्यूशनल इन्वेस्टर्स आ रहे हैं,
Right.
ठीक है, या न्यू जनरेशन इन्वेस्टमेंट कर रही है, आपने ग्लोबल टेनेंट्स की बात करी, क्या ट्रेंड्स आप देख रहे हैं इंडिया स्पेसिफिक और उसमें टियर 1 टियर 2 टियर 3 कैसे आप देखते हैं एज अ रिसर्च फर्म, क्या फाइंडिंग्स हैं
So
आपकी?
basically, yes, there has been a very swift shift in the institutional investors. अगर आप overall इन्वेस्टमेंट की भी बात करते हैं, रियल एस्टेट का कंट्रीब्यूशन बढ़ रहा है, रियल एस्टेट का जो स्पेक्ट्रम था उसमें बढ़ रहा है. सो अर्लियर रियल एस्टेट में केवल अगर आप देखो ऑफिस में इन्वेस्टमेंट होती थी. नाउ वी आर ऑब्जर्विंग न्यू एवेन्यूज. सो रिटेल इज ऑल्सो सीइंग लॉट ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट. आपके जो इंस्टीट्यूशनल फंड हैं, दे आर इन्वेस्टिंग इन हॉस्पिटैलिटी राइट नाउ, एंड दे आर इन्वेस्टिंग इन लार्ज वेयर हाउसिंग एंड अदर्स. सो वेयर एवर द रियल एस्टेट इज ऑब्जर्विंग अ स्ट्रक्चर्ड अप्रोच, जहाँ पे एसेट्स रेडी हैं, और which are of the, again coming back to the same point कि आपका asset is has to compete with the assets in Delhi or tier 1 cities. So आपके पास क्या हो जाता है कि, and again it has to be an institutional asset. If you are doing strata sale and all, then typically it dilutes the flavor. So increase in interest है. अभी GCCs का entry for tier 2 time, it is very early times to say, because still GCCs are holding their foots in cities, metro cities and all. उनका footprint बढ़ रहा है, but going forward they will be looking to other cities. And similar to what happened for the other MNCs, so IT companies and all, they started looking for other options. So they will become, but we have to be future ready for that. If we are not ready, then probably we will miss the bus at that point of time.
सर डिफाइन करिए मेरे लिए कुछ शब्दों में फ्यूचर रेडी क्या है. व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट फ्यूचर रेडी, आपने ये भी मेंशन करा कि टियर 2 में डेवलपर प्रोफाइल्स हैं लेकिन उनको एजुकेट करना पड़ेगा. ये क्या चीज़ें मिसिंग हैं?
Yes. So first of all, आपका फ्यूचर रेडी का हो गया कि जो आप जो बिल्डिंग्स बना रहे हैं, whether those buildings are meeting the standards that are not there. That is first one, is the construction quality and all. Second thing is the various aspects, आपकी फ्लोर प्लेट क्या होनी चाहिए, आपका बिल्डिंग के अंदर अदर एमिनिटीज़ क्या होनी चाहिए, whether it is catering to miscellaneous other activity which can be done that as a part of building, plus how that building is managed. उसके अंदर में आपका मोस्ट इम्पोर्टेंट जो टिपिकली लोग भूल जाते हैं, MAPs क्या होनी चाहिए, आपकी फैसिलिटीज़ कैसे प्लान होनी चाहिए, whether they are there is a potential for maybe retrofitting or maybe position for addition of the capacities or changing the capacities, right, or making it phasing, and how it is maintained, because for 5-6 years a building looks good, after that it start testing the time. So whenever this doesn't come out too much of the cost. Only thing is you have to align your thought process to what is being done good in other cities. So that's where maybe the good companies or the companies like JLL comes into picture, because we had that journey. We have this journey across all the cities like 25 years. Probably we can help with the developers when they are coming up with the new projects, so that when demand comes, we are not lagging behind.
सर हम काफ़ी सारी बातें जो कर रहे हैं, शायद आपको तो लगेगा कि ये बड़ा जनरलाइज्ड है, बट कमिंग फ्रॉम टियर 1, यू हैव सीन 10 years 12 years ऑफ योर लाइफ इनटू हाउ स्ट्रक्चर्ड रियल एस्टेट इज इन टियर 1 cities, cities like इंदौर, भुवनेश्वर, लखनऊ, जहाँ पे, एंड अगेन कमिंग फ्रॉम अ यंग जनरेशन लाइक मी जिसके लिए सब कुछ नया है. We want a message from you that somebody is looking to come into real estate and you have seen the industry for 12 years in tier 1 cities. Tier 2 city में यूथ को अगर रियल एस्टेट में आना है, either is construction, development, sales, marketing, research, legal, financial, all which I know JLL covers. आप तो risk and advisory भी शायद head करते हैं. What is it we have to look into and how broad is real estate, which we are missing in tier 2 cities and where youth should look into, and that also relates to the job opportunity. जहाँ हम देश में बोल रहे हैं जॉब नहीं है, मेरा पर्सनल विजन है कि रियल एस्टेट में बहुत जॉब्स है एंड वी नीड लॉट ऑफ प्रोफेशनल पीपल जो टीयर 2 टीयर 3 सिटी में बहुत मिसिंग है. मैं तो गांव तक जाना चाहता हूँ. यू सीन द होल इंडस्ट्री. क्या मैसेज है आपका कि क्या होना चाहिए, क्या मिसिंग है, व्हाट इज इट वी डू नॉट नो इन टीयर 2 सिटीज व्हिच यू नो.
Right. So, इसका what specific answer है for a company like JLL which employs more than 10,000 people. Right?
In real estate.
In real estate. Now I am talking about we are core real estate company, right? And you will be amazed to know that our teams who are say a facility management team who are managing buildings, who are doing the project management, these are the largest teams. They employ the largest number of people, largest number of technical people, I'll say. So yeah, बहुत सारे ऐसे होते हैं जो लुक डाउन करे जाते हैं कि कंस्ट्रक्शन है, ये है, बट देयर आर एवेन्यूज इनटू इट. सो व्हेन वी टॉक अबाउट, अगर आप अपना पूरा इसका हमारी कन्वर्सेशन का जिस समझेंगे, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अ क्वालिटी रियल एस्टेट, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अ फ्यूचर रेडी रियल एस्टेट, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट वेल मेंटेन्ड बिल्डिंग्स, वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट स्पेक्ट्रम ऑफ रियल एस्टेट. सो स्पेक्ट्रम ऑफ रियल एस्टेट स्टार्ट्स फ्रॉम से लॉजिस्टिक्स का है, आपका रेजिडेंशियल का है, हॉस्पिटैलिटी का है. Now look about the type of employment these generate. If a commercial office buildings comes into it, it starts from architectural background to legal background people to the civil people, electrical people. They will during the construction. Then while managing, we will need technical people out there. Then in addition to this, you will be needing. When we talk about job, when we talk about employment, we also talk about some semi-skilled people, right? So security personnel, maybe the front office executives. So these are the lot of jobs which are created in real estate, which are not typically seen into that microscope. We are just thinking, okay, investment है, बहुत सारे buildings आ जाएंगी, पैसा हो, but this is the ripple effect which a real estate industry, or for that say construction से भी correlate कर सकते हैं. So इसका बहुत सिंपल एग्जाम्पल है. whenever in any country, whenever in any state, जब भी कोई बात होती है कि we have to start this whole chain, they start investing in infrastructure. During COVID time, India invested heavily into infrastructure, and that kept our ball rolling. So again, real estate is not still given a status of infrastructure, but spectrum इतना लंबा है कि you can have job opportunity from very semi-skilled level people to all the high level people across the value chain.
सर आपको क्या लगता है एआई का क्या इम्पैक्ट आने वाला है रियल एस्टेट में? हैव यू सीन प्रैक्टिकल implications yet in real estate?
AI is revolutionizing everything. There are certain aspects where the AI and the technology is playing pivotal role. So I'll just quote a very simple example. We used to have this physical widgets and all the things happening. We used to have a onboard planning and everything for buildings. We used to have a monitoring app. Now we use technology for everything. JLL is inbuilt systems, and we have a proprietary systems for project managing. We have a proprietary system from the AI perspective itself. So very simple case, lease administration, right? Now lease administration in itself is a huge documentation, everything. So we used all these gadgets to simplify it, to make it life easier. But at the end of the day, a human aspect has to be there, because in real estate there's lot of layers. So from legal to maintenance and all, where physical interaction will remain, but the things are being simplified. They are being taken care of by AI. Still early times, but companies like JLL are investing heavily to have their own inbuilt AI system so that we can help real estate.
Sir, while lot of people say real estate is still unorganized, yeah, unprofessional, though it's a very big sector, but आपसे बात करके लग रहा है कि the way JLL work, it is not the real case. Maybe आम आदमी का कनेक्शन सिर्फ खरीदने बेचने से, तो वहाँ तक थोड़ा ऐसा लगता है. फ्रॉम इन्वेस्टमेंट पर्सपेक्टिव, क्योंकि यही टॉपिक आता है कि इट्स एन अनऑर्गेनाइज्ड सेक्टर, तो बट फ्रॉम इन्वेस्टमेंट पर्सपेक्टिव आपने क्या ग्रोथ देखा है लास्ट 10 इयर्स में रियल एस्टेट में, और आप आगे इसको कैसे देखते हैं फ्यूचर में?
Right.
As an asset class.
Right. So I'll take it into two parts first of all, organized and unorganized. Yes. In earlier times, and its history across all the globe. So every geography, every country goes through this phase. Real estate being a heavily capital intensive project involving land, involving various aspects which are always under scrutiny. It has been unorganized. But if you see, the regulations have started happening. Now this government and other agencies, they are trying to regulate the whole spectrum. So the type of investment which is coming into real estate now, it has become more structured. It is confirmed by the increasing interest of institutional investors into it. You see all the good funds of the world, they are now investing into India, right? So that is one part of it. it has become relatively structured. The type of investments they have become visible. They are highly regulated. Project delivery has become regulated. So the developers are also more disciplined now. Now the spectrum of investors or the developers which were there, they have become experienced and they have consolidated now. You will not see everyone coming and investing in real estate, whether it's maybe the top 7 cities or tier 2 cities. Everyone, you will see consolidation of developers has started. Those who are delivering, they are now surviving in the market.
यूजुअली रियल एस्टेट को HNI अल्ट्रा HNI का ही इन्वेस्टमेंट एसेट क्लास माना जाता है बिकॉज ऑफ द टिकट साइज. हाउ डू यू सी फ्रैक्शनल रियल एस्टेट इन्वेस्टमेंट या SM रेट या हमारा एक अपना मॉडल है को इन्वेस्टमेंट मॉडल, हाउ डू यू सी दिस इम्पैक्टिंग द होल मार्केट?
This is going to be the future, because at the end of day, HNIs and ultra HNI, that still they are prevalent, but that is a very very significant different category altogether. In India, people are starting witnessing the investment mindset, right? So people are investing in mutual funds, people are investing in stocks, and all those numbers speaks for themselves. Now this is a new asset class, this is a new product in itself. So REITs are there, SM REITs are there, fractionals, and as you are saying, your model. So basically you are giving a platform to someone who is not having that much capex or maybe that much investment to directly invest into them. That is number one. Number two, the product also, whether they are investing in a project, whether it is verifiable project, whether it is going to be completed in time, is it going to generate a future recurring income on it. So asset managers and maybe the companies like Micro Mitti, they are playing that role right now. They are facilitating that decision making also. So both the things, first of all, you are making it accessible to larger bracket of people who are having a relatively smaller maybe disposable income. You are making it accessible to them also. That is number one. Number two, you are also or maybe the fund managers or structured market players, they are also making the work which a typical person investing in real estate is scared of it because of the various aspects. The legal aspects are there, project completion aspects are there, quality of construction, timely finishing, then whether project will be managed, whether it will be leased out. So all those things are being managed by someone else. So it is facilitating in a way. So yes, the whole sample size or whole spectrum universe of the real estate investors is going to be, again, this is very new concept right now. Very less people know. As more and more people will know, they will keep on investing in this.
So what kind of research reports JLL publishes like every year, which industry experts should be looking at or reading it?
So from the perspective of real estate, we publish so there are multiple layers of reports. So first reports are public domain reports. You can go to JLL websites, and we publish quarterly and half-yearly and annual reports. Okay. So these cater to all the asset classes. So we publish quarterly reports on residential market. We publish quarterly reports on commercial market, retail market, warehousing, all the asset classes. Then at the same time, we keep on publishing reports. So recently we have released a report which is highlighting the institutional investments, how it is increasing in India, how real estate, what are the various funds. So say for example performance of REITs and all. So there are certain reports which are public domain. Again, there could be certain reports which are not for public domain. They are say for tier 2 cities. They may not be published periodically. They could be published in collaboration with multiple bodies or on demand basis. So yes, first level of a broad view overview, general public, general thing. Lot of reports are being published.
Are there any specific to tier 2? You said not periodically, but are there any specific report which talks about how tier 2 in India is going, how the infrastructure, the government push is giving in the whole across India is going to change the landscape?
we have published multiple reports on warehousing, how the various, because this has been a talk of town right now, infrastructure and warehousing, because last 2 to 3 years, lot of investment has come into this cycle. So recently JLL has published what are the new economic corridors which are going to evolve. We have published certain reports again tier 2 cities, so specifically focusing on what are the tier 2 cities, how the price trends and everything is happening. So yeah, but to now I cannot quote you can find multiple reports about tiles. Bhubaneswar, we have published multiple reports. Lucknow, Jaipur, Indore, there are multiple reports. But yes, these are not so periodic as maybe a report for top 7 cities.
So in terms of appreciation, do you see it is happening more into tier 1 cities or the tier 2 cities? What is the overall gist of this?
Right. So appreciation can be seen into two parts. First one is the gross appreciation, and second one is the percentage appreciation. So gross appreciation, typically what happens when the base is low, then the percentage appreciation relatively high, and it always tend to peak somewhere, right? So if we see tier 2 cities where the relatively the base is lower, average prices are relatively lesser right now, so percentage appreciation is relatively higher. But at the same time, the ticket size is also lower. Gross appreciation, when we talk about the so in terms of percentages, tier 7 cities have reached certain level. So if you say in Gurgaon, we saw a tremendous real estate boom in last 2 to 3 years in every city, but there it was relatively more on the higher side. So if we are talking about a Golf Course Extension Road or a Dwarka Expressway, where the average price has breached 20,000 rupees, what it was 7,000. Now that future appreciation remains relatively slower. But in tier 2 cities, still, when we talk about those higher price brackets, say in Indore or in Lucknow or Bhubaneswar, if you talk about something 15,000 higher side, there could be only fingertips project, right? But otherwise that there could be the average price will be on the lower side only, 4,000, 5,000 rupees square feet. So appreciation on the percentage side still remains viable for tier 2 cities as compared to what is for the tier 1 cities. And both in terms of ticket size also.
But in terms of traffic, the pollution and all those challenges which is tier 1 cities are facing, do you see growth happening in tier 2 cities, or still the skilled labor or the skilled people shortage will dictate the real estate prices? How do you see the relationship between these two things, which is more in tier 1 cities? You can find skilled people there but not here, but then there are other problems. How do you see India growing between all these challenges?
So in fact, this is what I'll say. This is something which is always a perception thing. But to be very fair, top 7 cities are still growing. They have a future because they already have an ecosystem. So whether it's Bangalore being as the IT hub, Gurgaon being as the commercial hub, Mumbai being commercial capital, so there is all ecosystem is always there. Investments are being made in infrastructure. However, those geographies are still changing. So we have seen new townships or maybe the outskirts of these cities developing. So at this time, it not be we may not be in the position whether this traffic and all those things are, because government is also investing heavily. So every now and then when a news of a flash rain comes up, then authorities also spend sleep of nights. So yes, the story will continue, but again, the appreciation type of the thing, the growth which we are talking about, the percentage which we are talking about, that is definitely higher in tier 2 cities. Second thing, the migrations which we are talking about, the skilled manpower, that has increased in tier cities. A number of institutes are coming up, lot of facilities and amenities coming up. So they have become attractive. Earlier, the conception was there only top 7 cities. Now people have started referring to these cities. They maybe if someone is getting educated in Indore, they may look for some opportunity in Indore before exploring it further. So yes, they are coming up as an alternate investment, or what I'll say, opportunity for employment or opportunity for all the tenants, but still it's a long way for our tier 2 cities.
As a JLL, and because now you've seen the whole northern region and the India as a whole, what is your view on the real Bharat, which you call the villages? There's talk about people buying farmlands, doing hybrid farming, the technology coming in. Is it driving real estate prices in villages, or it's still not a very significant phenomena? What are the reports?
Yeah, so this is a very interesting thing which has started happening. Now people are started to exploring opportunities in rural areas also. But rural areas, these things are happening in bits and pieces. You will not see a trend of the thing. In a particular region, maybe hundreds of such opportunities come up. So now it started having bits and pieces. So real estate prices in rural areas are driven by any activity happening, say some infrastructure activity happening, industrial estate coming up. Still that is governed by them rather than these smaller. But again, it is very interesting times because now we have observed a lot of activity in so all these MSMEs which are coming up in this shape, which are agri-based or maybe rural-based. But still, that is not too much defining the real estate prices for that.
So from policy angle, what are the three things you would like to see change by the government in the real estate industry as a whole?
Policy wise, yeah, that's a very interesting question. So first of all, real estate industry has been fighting for the infrastructure status for a long time, because once it is giving the infrastructure status, all the thing, and if every budget you see all the things, people are vying for that. That is number one. Number two, the still what we'll say, the type of investment, the type of funding which is required for real estate, it is relatively real estate, it is relatively more costly than for other side. So funding requirements, they are still stringent, a lot of and third thing is the approval and all the process. It's still see that's whether we claim it, a lot of things happening, and I'm proud to say that multiple layers, there are various processes, but the approvals and all which takes for a project, still we have a long way to go. Despite otherwise most of the other things are still in place. We have a good investment scenario, we have all the policies even for the multiple investors coming. So these are two or three things from my side which we see there is a lot of scope for that.
Yeah. Sir, one last question. We at Micro Mitti are pushing the youth of India to come to the real estate sector, and there are a lot of challenges, we all know. But what is the message based on your 10 years of experience in a very structured environment, that why tier 2, tier 3, and people from villages should come towards real estate? What are the growth opportunities? What would you like to say to youth? Why they should choose real estate?
So real estate is having a very bright future, because again we have entered that scale where we are getting structured. We are in a project, the scope of employment has increased. So earlier it was just about building a product and selling it off other. Now it's about building a project, it's about managing the project, it's about providing better security, better amenities, it's about a whole life cycle in the project. And the scales are increasing, when the investments are increasing, then definitely all the aspirations of anyone working in the real estate, that gets fulfilled. So yeah, and companies like JLL, companies like maybe the Indian companies, they are getting more structure. They are now looking into providing better welfare for people, better job opportunities, longevity over there. Working conditions have improved when it was earlier. Now it is more structured, it is also regulated, as well as there is more focus on well-being of employees also. So real estate is evolving, real estate is trying to reach that level where it is at par with other industries when the job opportunities come. So yes, opportunities wise, I think there are going to be new avenues other than this also. So interesting times for real estate.
Sir, thank you very much. आप दिल्ली से इंदौर तक आए. I'm very hopeful कि ये knowledge sharing session बहुत काम में आएगा, and your deep insights in the structure will be helpful for the people who want to come to real estate. Thank you very much for coming to our
podcast. Thank you, Manoj. Thank you so much.
Micro Mitti is India's leading PropTech company, revolutionizing real estate investments.